Okay, hello guys, nice to meet you there. If you don't know me, I'm just a small Splinters YouTuber that tries to cover basically just on most of it is gameplay. I'm in Champ 2, I think, maybe even Champ 1 right now, and I also try to show you some strategies. Recently I put a video out where I invested about $1,000 on cards if you are interested in such things like that. And basically, I'm a full-time believer of this game, and I hope you have as much fun playing it as me. And then I would love to see you at my channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's quality stuff, and deeply analytical from like a gameplay standpoint, but also like a meta. And we've done videos before where HL and I will like just battle each other, and just there's like a real thoughtfulness in how you craft teams and how you understand the cards and how they synergize together. So guys, he's only got 298 subs, and he deserves 10 times that at least. So if you're interested in more Splinterlands content, it's available. You just need to start subbing to the right people. And this is I want to address a comment. S has said, sad to hear so much bot support. It won't end well when Xbox gets better and better than humans. And this is a criticism that I often see. And I think maybe let's just spend like a couple minutes on this issue, because I think a lot of people do, they share this concern, let's say. It strikes me that the first conversation that has to happen is, and I think I know where you both stand, but there's a difference between, the use of a bot on a temporary basis when you can't play the cards that you've bought in this ecosystem versus, running bot farms at a bronze league level where you've invested practically nothing financially and you're just leeching off of the Splinterlands ecosystem. I think we can't just say comments like, it's sad to hear talk about bot support as if it's all one like item. It's not. There's, temporary one-time bot, for your main account or whatever versus thousands and thousands of bot farms. A big difference, and that word can imply both. So I don't think and then, we're talking in this context, Jim, myself, HL, we were talking about, the idea of on our main account or on one or two accounts running a bot like this. And I think we also talked at length about how we play this game so much, and then it's like we love playing the game, but we cannot. There's simply too much to be done. And yet I've got like $50,000-$60,000 worth of assets in this game. Is it unreasonable for me to want to extract maximum value from the utility of those cards? I hope you would agree that it's not unreasonable. And so I think in that light, using a bot in the way that we're describing is entirely different than the idea that it would be viewed from a bot farm perspective. HL, do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I think everybody who has invested his own money, a lot of money, or even just a couple $100 of a deck, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, and think it's just reasonable to use a bot. Although I think it would probably be more fun to just play by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see also in the chat, I see some of the guys, I see Osku. I play against him in lots of tournaments. And I don't know if he's using all the time a bot, but he's still a pretty decent player.
Mm-hmm.
I have already all the time, I have a hard competition against him. And it's also fun.
Yeah.
So I think both can be good. But I think a lot of people forget it's not only a game, it's also an investment standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have $10,000 in one account, like for my example, and wouldn't use, if I don't have the time, I would use a bot, of course. I also want to make a little bit money with it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a very reasonable approach. Now, he does raise it's not just, there's kind of two prongs. The first we address, it's like, are bots just generally bad? I think we spoke to that. But then the second kind of conversation I want to give him, I want to lean into his question on is this. He talks about how it won't end well because Xbot is going to get better and better, or forget about Xbot, but other bots even. There'll be some kind of bot at some point. Archmage kind of revolutionized it, and then Xbot got even better, and probably there'll be a new type of bot eventually. Is that going to push human players out? Is that going to ruin the game? And he later said in a different comment, human gamers want to play against human gamers. I think there's some truth to that, but I also think it's not entirely accurate. I think human players want to have fun playing the game, and they want to have a challenge. Like when I play video games, Skyrim, when I play Diablo, I'm fighting a lot of times I'm fighting against computers. Sometimes I'm fighting against humans. There's great value and entertainment that can come out of fighting against computers. I don't see it as the problem that he is making it out to be. Plus, I would say that especially in Splinterlands is at the level of development that we're currently at with, like I say, maybe we have 40, 50,000 human players playing this game. And so, and I'll tell you that it is brutal waiting for a match for 5 minutes. And this is what we used to do when there was even fewer players. And if you had fewer players or fewer human accounts and you had no bots, that would be a real barrier to your enjoyment, even if you love the game, but also to a growth of our player base, because people would come and try and wait 5 minutes to see a match. It was brutal. And so there's an element of this where if we're using it in the way that I think we've described here today, it's really going to be putting to work the assets I've invested in, I've accrued over years and years, over that, HL or Jim or whoever else. And so I just maybe don't see it the way that SS does. Although I would give some value or some merit to this conversation of, are bots going to make humans irrelevant? What do you think about this, guys?
I personally think no, because I still play a lot. I still play in tournaments. I may be a little bit worse, but I learn a lot from the pods, and my main view of the game is to play it myself because I like it. That's why I want to. That's also a reason why I'm using a bot, because I'm learning from it. I'm watching the battles that he does. I'm looking at the strategies he's using in certain rule sets, and I'm trying to understand why he plays certain cards or why he rented certain cards. And that's also a way of improvement of how I got better. Also, a pretty good tool for that was Battle History, splintertools.io, which helped me do that. So every day, if I have time, I'm analyzing the battles that I play and the bot plays, and then sometimes I get a little angry, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little angry. That's true. Hey, sometimes this game can be so frustrating when you get like you lose one and you just feel. Well, I don't usually look at this tool, but this is a great tool. I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm going to leave it open my window here because I do want to. There are times where I lose when I'm like, I swear that was like a perfect. I should have won that. Look at this.
Then it's like 0% or something. I know that feeling. It's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. So the percentage is actually indicative of my possible potential success rate, correct? So 100 is me, 100%, 12% is at a 12% chance. Look at this. I won this one with a 20% chance. This was a brutal brawl I just fought, and I was, yeah, this one was, let's watch this battle right now. This was a...
You can click on the battle and then it automatically opens in the app also.
Is that right? Okay. This is the one though. No, that's not it. Okay, I mean, this is the one. So I'm on the bottom here, Immortalis. Let's look at what the rule sets are.
Yeah, I think you win.
Yeah, I think I do too. But I end up winning.
Close.
There's just like, I think Dr. Blight does some serious work. I don't know how I won. I have a 20% chance to win this. So, and there's no heals. My armor, I had 3 protects, so that was part of it because it's weak magic. But he must have been missing shots, like really key shots. Let's see where some things go wrong for him. I know his halfling alchemist misses. And then it lets my bear. See, that's a miss. That my bear. Then the swamp thing missed, so that's 4 damage. That didn't happen.
The poison there was pretty lucky.
Yeah. That stun is 50-50 chance that he, right? So that's a huge stun. Another miss on the swamp thing. So then I've missed probably 6 damage or more because of the speed of the Archimist.
You also have to think about it's 20% twice from the Swamp Thing and then 10% from the Alchemist.
Yeah, so pretty low.
High.
And that poison dropped again. So the poison's working overtime. The stun was working overtime. The Archimist was dodging everything, like bullet time Matrix style. But yeah.
Now it's just already over.
So I think Freedom, and this guy has I think 15 million power if I remember correctly. I just recorded this video. The choosing of my brawl battles, I recorded it this morning, so I'll put that one out after the video is, I guess, complete, once the final battles are out. Actually, there's one that I haven't seen yet, but I'll watch that later so I can record it and, I guess, edit it in.
By the way, I'm curious, how much do you earn per brawl as a tier 5 guild? Or tier 3, I think, are you? Or tier 4?
Tier 4. It's
Tier
been
4 already, wow.
It's been we've been earning about 160 SPS, 170 maybe, because we finish in the middle usually at tier 4. And then are we still in tier 4? Because we were talking about doing a tier 3 battle. Because you can opt in or out if you choose. But this is the this is our tier 4, I think. Yeah, tier 4. So yeah, I think last time we got something like 160, 170 SPS, and I don't know where we finished, but we also, and then the merits, I feel like it was around 4,000 or 5,000 merits, something like that. And then the crowns, I actually don't know how many crowns it was.
That's insane.
Yeah, we used to win tier 3 quite regularly, not every time, but I'd say more of times than we lose it. And then I found that tier 3 was quite lucrative, but of course tier 4 is better. I mean, and plus everybody's scratching and clawing to climb the guild ranks. So it's getting more and more competitive, and the division of resources from the leaderboard is getting more and more divided. But one more thing before we move on. I think even talking there on brawls and how fun that's been, I know that some bots, I guess, I don't know which bots, but I guess some bots are fighting in tournaments. Some bots are, I guess, fighting in brawls. I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about that, but here's the thing. I don't think bots are going to end humans playing the game. I play the game as much as I can. I just use the bot when I can't. And I think that's the story for most people who are reasonable humans. Like they're not, they have an investment, and maybe a season will happen where they can't play. They're on vacation or something. I think they should have a means, and maybe Splinterlands should offer it. Maybe they should, when we enter the bull market, maybe they should be buying out like an Xbot type thing and just letting it be a service that they render, and maybe they can win share or share the revenues with you, and it'd be a source of revenue for Splinterlands, and it would be trusted, and you wouldn't need to buy a token or whatever. I don't know. Maybe there's a path to that, but I think some people would hate that too, because they don't like the idea that bots are anywhere near the game. And I think, unfortunately, the end of the story really is they just are part of this game. And that's not me saying they're perfect and I love them and bots are amazing. It's just me saying that's what blockchain is, man. And also, the developers feel that like some of the kind of prerequisites or foundation of what blockchain is almost necessitate a bit of a hands-off approach in terms of like escorting them out. And then there's a complexity around whether you can even identify them. And when you do, are you misidentifying some people and kicking them out, which happens in other games, guys. Like people get identified as a bot and kicked out. And if you bought $10,000 worth of resources and you get identified as a bot and kicked out, I'm telling you, you'll be furious. So I don't know. I'm not sure I don't feel that this complex problem has an easy solution, as is often the case with complex problems. And so like you have to take a nuanced approach. And at the end of the day, bots are here. And I think if you're not using them exploitatively, then there should be room for that. That's at least my opinion. But thanks for the comment.